And I'm back to housekeeping. Ah, my favorite thing in the world. Who's messing up the books? Who keeps doing this?
I'm glad he made this. I'm glad he found some peace.
Question. Do you enjoy this?
But, of course, it can't last.
Oh.
The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
Yeah, that's some real life shit. This big foreboding structure. Ah, the lamppost again.
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it.
September 2009. Items you love at members only
This one gets
prices.
a bit goofy.
There's no one here. Oh. This is easy. So easy. So easy.
About halfway through the game, the perspective shifts.
Oh God.
And you play as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
Jesus Christ. I guess I'm going with the yellow ones. This teacher's a bit messed up. There is no truth. There is no path but the dark side. Do what is easiest. Do what is simple. Feel what is true. Nothing. No one.
I felt pretty hard for this one. I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days. This one took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
It's a big stage. What am I doing? Oh, Jesus! Oh, God damn it! Places, please. In this scene, you'll be playing as me. We are a gathering of the professionals. First, you'll start at leaning against the wall. Good. Stay right there. The woman across the room in this chair is a professional photographer of animals. It is your dream to photograph animals professionally. This is your one chance to learn something from her, to gain something to succeed. Go on, say something to her. Hi. Hello? Is that it? That's not conversation. You need to actually converse with her. Be a human being. Do it again. I'm super scared right now. No. That's not what I said to her at all. You're completely missing the tone of your conversation. I was reserved, but I knew what I wanted, and I was confident. For some reason, it was just one moment, but I was confident. Maybe it's that you need a better feel of the setting. There was a lot of people around us. I'll give you some props to work with. These cones that bounce when you touch them will represent people nearby. Now, talk to her again. Jesus. I bet you worked really hard to be where you are. And messing it up all again. You'll freak her out if the conversation gets that personal quickly. Do you not realize how important this was for me? I'll never get another opportunity like this again. Everything was riding on this. I want to try something. Try stepping back away from the stage. Lamppost. No? Okay. Oh. Bye. Ugh. Okay, yes. Now this is working. This is what I like.
Premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer.
Oh.
But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
June 2010. Mobius trip. To play this game properly, you must keep your eyes closed. Click to begin the game. I'm not gonna do that! Oh, wow. Whisper. SS Whisper. Ah, the Whisper from the first game. Ah, cool. What's going on? We're all blind. Ah, am I gonna hit this? Ah! Dead. Stop. Oh.
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
Here. Oh, hey. Quick, run! I'm bursting with creative energy! No, this isn't truthful. Back! Oh, bloody hell. What do I do? Okay, left maybe. Left. The truth! I can't keep making these. Yes! That's it! That's the truth! Ah.
Like I said, I was getting concerned. First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So, where's that coming from? But then, even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing.
Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way.
This is really relatable. Oh my god. You're doing it. It's working. I'm stuck in it. We're going to be okay. Man.
His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
The times are getting longer and longer. December 2010. Where am I? God damn. Where did this island come from? Ah, trees. Oh. Is that a person? How lovely! It's been a long time since I've talked to anyone. What's wrong? You look lost. When I try to create, I feel empty. Oh no. What's happened? Did something change? There was a machine, it kept me going, and it stopped. It's like the path's changing every time I choose a decision. That's cool. Left or right? Right. Right. Okay. Wait, you're looking for a machine? I think I know where it is. Isn't that far? You have to take me to it. These games are getting really pretty.
If the last game featured
Like-
Coda talking explicitly about his creative frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting
Deal.
signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for?
Maybe his games were a way of crying out for help. I'd be really interesting to see what,
From my
if it
perspective
reveals
at
the
time,
reason.
and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
Yeah, he closed the door. Alright, what's next? Now, just press the switch here.
You
Ballad!
talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
Wow. Ugh. You have to say that your work is fun and easy. You have to say that the game development is simple and joyous and that you love it 100% of the time. Sure, making games is easy. Ah, it feels wonderful. But it wasn't true. Don't worry about it. Just keep talking. Keep saying creation's easy. So I'm supposed to be lying. It's easy. It never stops being easy. Oh, it's...
Seeing this kid
Yes,
at the
it's
time
wonderful.
he
Keep
made
going.
looked really unhealthy to me. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like... video games are not worth this amount of suffering. This is someone I really cared about. And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me. I don't know. This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop. But it didn't stop. After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
Jesus. Wait, is Coda a girl or a guy? Can't remember. It doesn't really matter, I guess, but... yeah. The machine. God. Anybody? Ma'am, glad to see you've arrived early. Oh, I guess it's a girl. Yeah, cool. You've captured the machine. It's waiting for you now. Oh, God, the text. What's going on? Okay. I intend to be quick. Ah, stop it. Very good. Just be warned that someone called the press, so we might have to be a bit of attention on this one. Also, one more thing you should know about the machine. It calls itself Coda. Oh, dang. Stop that. Okay. Oh, wow. Get out of it.
And of course, it's the machine.
Yeah. You stopped. Your work was keeping us alive. Those people out there, can you imagine the pain you've put them through? You have to admit to the people that you allowed them to suffer. Nah, nothing. Alright then. I'll speak for them, to them, for you. Stupid machine. Bah! I did not have sexual relations with that woman. I'm sorry, that's really off track. Okay. My friends! It falls on me to deliver some bad news. The machine refuses to admit that it deliberately hurt us. But this is not important. We are stronger than it thinks we are. Let us show us that we are not failures. Oh God. Follow me! We'll destroy everything that the machine has created. Back on the stage. Hey, my gun. Ah, it's jerky. Oh, I don't know if it's coming up on the camera, but the gun's really jerky.
Remember, you can...
Alright, let's find the machine. Yeah, I know. Click the fire. Give me a bad guy. Ah! Oh god. It is not like gunfire, this game, I tell ya. It's like destroying the world, yo. Coda! I'll make sure your work dies here. Ah!
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation.
Oh, hey.
And so, as I'm thinking this, I realize that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for him? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
Did it? Oh. It's like destroying all the levels. Ah. Oh god. Oh,
So I
hey.
started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
But Put down your weapon. Okay. How do I? Yep. Ah. That. Whoops.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something... I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling.
I think something bad's gonna happen.
So happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy. So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Codas. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look.
Alright guys, I'm going to leave this video here. Yeah. Think of it what you may, really. This game is, I don't know how to describe it, really. I'm really getting attached to Coda, to be honest. Really keen to learn what happens, so yeah, stick around, and yeah, the new part will be coming out soon.